Oh, this looks different. Is there a different courtroom for every killer case? What do you think? I redecorated it. Isn't it so fresh? Isn't it so exciting? Don't waste our time with stupid questions. Let's get this over with.
Very
Good. You're preparing to go. Gotta say, I don't hate it, not at all.
well.
Okay, then, let's get this show on the road.
Grills,
Everyone,
chills,
please find your
grills.
assigned seats. Interesting, so he did redecorate. And so the curtain opened once again. A deadly judgment, a deadly deception, a deadly betrayal, a deadly riddle, a deadly defense, a deadly faith, a deadly class trial. That fart was deadly, I'm sorry, to me.
Let's begin with a basic explanation of the class trial.
Oh, sorry.
Your
It's real
votes will
bad.
determine the results. If you can figure out who done it, then
Oh, you
I'll
already said
punish
this last
everyone
time.
besides the Blackett.
Yeah.
Okay, then. So, first up, let's talk about the murder weapon.
First, we have to make clear what was used to deliver the fatal blow. My guess was dumbbells. Okay.
Chihiro's fatal injury. It appears it was a head wound.
According to the Monokuma file, the killer used a blunt instrument. But what kind of blunt instrument could it have been?
I bet it was an iron pipe.
How do I fire? Oh, it's Y.
No, that's wrong.
I knew that was the one, but it was just like, how the fuck do I fire this gun?
Can we agree that
It's
the
been a
object
day.
that dealt the fatal blow was the dumbbell found at the scene of the crime? It was covered in blood, and there was nothing else at the scene that could have caused that kind of injury.
And the wound on the victim's head is consistent with the shape of the dumbbell. As far as I'm concerned, there's no mistake and no room for doubt on this one.
You looked at her head wound?
Yay! That's so creepy!
Is it really, considering it could get you killed for not looking at it? Come on, fatty, come on.
If you don't mind, I will proceed from here. Let's move on to discussion of the culprit. Although, I believe the criminal behind this heinous act is already quite clear.
What? For real?
Chihiro's killer is the fiendish serial killer, Genocide Jack.
Oh, fuck, okay.
The culprit is Genocide Jack. I'm sure of it. Case closed, as far as I'm concerned.
But that's impossible!
Why? What makes it impossible?
Well, I mean, come on! There's just no proof for it.
No, that's wrong.
Wait, was I right on that? Is it Genocide Jack then?
I might know one reason he could be involved.
What?
I found
Wait,
this
so
file
what was the white
while I was
noise?
looking around the archive
Okay.
in the library. I guess it's some kind of confidential file the police put together about the Genocide Jack case.
What? That's kind of weird as shit, isn't it? What was something like that doing in the library?
The why of it is probably more trouble than it's worth, so let's forget about that for now. More importantly, it outlines all the specifics of every Genocide Jack case in exceeding detail. According to the file, there appear to be two defining characteristics in every Genocide Jack case. The first is that a bloody message is found written at the scene of every murder.
Sorry, I'm refilling my beer.
Oh, that's right.
boob lust.
No, boob lust is what you're into, bud.
No. It's actually bloodlust.
But more important is the other characteristic, and it's something that has never been made public.
Never made public? What the hell is it?
Why don't you tell them, Makoto?
Oh, shit. It's how the victim was positioned.
I got it! Apparently, in every Genocide Jack case, the killer suspends the body in a certain way. Other than the killer, the only people who know about this are the higher-ups in the police department.
However, Chihiro was most definitely suspended in the same way. So, how did the culprit know about this when only high-level police officials were aware of it? There's only one logical answer I can think of. It's because the culprit in this case is the real Genocide Jack.
No fucking way!
You're saying Genocide Jack is one of us?
Yes, in fact, it's Toko.
What?
Genocide Jack's true identity is Toko Fukawa.
You lie! What? Hey, okay, wait, hold on a sec. Toko has, like, bloodophobia or whatever, remember? What kind of serial killer is afraid of blood?
One with a split personality.
Is Toko Genocide Jack? The answer is yes and no.
Another riddle? Man, why is this gotta be so complicated?
It does seem like a riddle in a way, but I feel like I can just about see it. Genocide Jack is Toko, but isn't Toko. What does it mean? Hangman's Gambit? Yeah, okay. Oh shit, I don't know. Schizo? Is that the word? You're kidding me.
Now I understand.
What the fuck?
Is it because Genocide Jack has a split personality?
I was not expecting schizo to be the word that I was looking for, but okay, fuck yeah, baby. Let's do it.
I think I read that somewhere in the file, too. They thought that the suspect might have, what did they call it? Dissociative identity disorder,
which is not the same thing as being a schizophrenic, but okay, sure, fuck it, why not?
But still, to go and say that about Miss Fukawa is...
perfectly acceptable.
You're not wrong. Fuck it, why not?
Toko's strange behavior after seeing the body is proof enough that she has a split personality.
The one thing that shows Toko could have a split personality, it has to do with her behavior. She fainted? Nope. It's definitely her behavior change. Well, I could say it's close, but not quite. Fainting by itself isn't proof of split personality. There must be something else. Looks like I just embarrassed myself in front of everyone. Congratulations, it's about time. Her behavior changed. It was one of the two, I just couldn't figure out which.
She started acting totally different than usual, right?
That's right. Think back. She fainted when she saw Chihiro's corpse, and then, when she woke up...
Because both of those things happened. I just couldn't think if it was the fainting that was weird or if it was the behavior change. I'm fine, I'm fine. Yeah. Whoa, is that a dead body? Hey, are you dead? Yeah. She must have hit her head real hard when she fainted. See, that's what made me think it was the faint. I didn't... whatever. The world has a front and a back, a top, an ending, and a bottom, and a sea of truth and a web of lies. This is quite concerning. I mean, she sounds completely different.
She was acting funny, that's for sure. That melancholy tone of hers completely disappeared.
Don't go assigning adjectives to my tone without permission.
Not to mention, once she regained consciousness and saw Chihiro's body again, she was utterly calm. In other words, within her is one personality that can't handle blood, and one that obviously can.
So when Toko trapped herself in her room, it's because she was scared of Genocide Jack?
Yeah, that's right.
The reason she locked herself in her room wasn't to keep other people from getting in. It was to keep her other personality from getting out.
What?
Toko was afraid. Afraid of the murderous fiend inside of her. Of killing even more people.
How? Yeah. How can you know all this?
I do believe you misunderstood her. What she's trying to say isn't, how can you know all this? No. What she wants to know is, how could you tell them?
Huh?
Last night, just before Monokuma gave his motive speech, Toko and I had a strange conversation. She told me a most interesting story. She said a murderous fiend lived within her, and she was afraid it could appear and attack at any time. And that trepidation is what's caused her to have such a bleak attitude.
Oops, sorry, I skipped that real quick.
This is all a lie. Right, Toko?
You said you wouldn't tell anyone.
What?
You promised! I can't believe you lied!
You have only yourself to blame. You came to me with your tragic little story. This is the real world, not some romantic fantasy fairy tale. Besides, you broke your promise first. You said that as long as you were here, no matter what, you wouldn't let Genocide Jack kill anyone. But in spite of that promise,
she kept it. It's not her. Can't be. Too obvious.
You said if I kept my promise, you would go out with me.
Oh. Oh.
That's the only reason I promised.
Oh boy.
How many times do I have to tell you? I never said that.
Oh.
But you weren't able to do it. You just couldn't resist that rush you got from killing, could you?
I tried. I swear I tried to control it,
But your efforts were useless. What a disappointment.
I hate you.
Well, the opening act is nearly finished. All that's left is to hear from the person in question directly.
But it's not her.
You don't mean...
Toko's body suddenly lunged backwards. A huge thud echoed across the courtroom. But in this next second...
Hello there! Is it me you were hoping to see?
Alright, this is more interesting than the original Toko.
So you figured it out, huh? Well, whatever. What are you gonna do? I'm the ultimate murderous fiend, Genocide Jack! Or better yet, let's go with Genocide Jill!
I would have preferred ultimate serial killer, but murderous fiend
What the
is
fuck
the
is
worst.
this? Toko, what happened to you?
Not Toko, that's a loser name, and what happened is a textbook split personality. So what if one of them happens to be a serial killer? You should turn a blind eye to one's faults.
So intense.
Like they say, sound and murderous mind, sound and murderous body.
This one is so different from the one
Sorry.
we've come to know.
Yes, well, the world is composed of a front and a back, you know. Just like how every inning has a top and a bottom, or how in the depths of every truth lives a little lie. Behind every dark and gloomy soul lives another that shines as bright as the sun!
This is the murderous fiend, Genocide Jack. This is beyond insane.
Miss Jack, Jill, can I ask you a question?
What's up?
Some of us think you might be the mastermind behind our entire situation. What are your thoughts on that?
Well, I'll tell you. I am the mastermind of all masterminds!
Then it's not true?
Of course it's not true! How dare you try to link me to that creepazoid? And another thing, the police and government and society in the outside world are totally powerless!
Thanks, hench-toes. I'm starting to feel that too.
I mean,
but I thought it was just the amount of beer I
bloodthirsty
drank.
maniac go buck wild all over town!
Sure, I'm a bloodthirsty maniac, but life is pain, right? To live is to hurt other people. It's a necessary evil if you want to survive. The act of living itself.
Just kidding again!
Whoops, sorry, skip that again. I still don't think it's her. I can rule out Makoto and I can rule out her. It's the others I don't know.
This should be enough to convince you. This murderous fiend is responsible for Chihiro's death. There's clearly a motive, so there should...
A motive?
Oops, sorry, why am I preemptively doing
Remember what Monokuma told us? If someone didn't murder and graduate within 24 hours, an embarrassing memory or secret would be revealed. Well, let's assume that Toko's secret was about Genocide Jack. If a secret like that came to light, Toko's life would have undoubtedly been forever ruined. So she had a very clear motive to never have that side of herself exposed.
Interesting.
Okay.
Very, very, very interesting.
I agree with her on that one.
But sorry, as much as I hate to admit it, I'm not the culprit.
I also agree with her on that.
But I cannot imagine anyone other than you could murder someone in such a bizarre fashion.
Maybe so, but nevertheless, it's the truth.
Do you really expect any of us to believe you?
I do.
Yeah. I could never believe a word you say, you monster.
Maybe. Maybe she's totally right about that, but something's still bothering me. What she said, I need to get some more details about all of this. Oh god, oh no. Oh no. Okay. Okay, interesting.
Sorry, but I didn't kill anyone.
You say that, but do you really expect any of us to believe it?
Perhaps if you had an alibi, that would change things.
Oh, an alibi, huh? Now we're talking.
When you compare your past murders to this incident, the modus operandi matches completely. What more proof?
Oh no! Shit! That's what I needed. It was the library desk lamp, right?
Give it up. You killed her.
Yeah? Yeah, it is the library desk lamp. Okay.
Sorry, but I didn't kill anyone.
You say that, but do you really expect any of us to believe it?
Perhaps if you had an alibi, that would change things.
Oh, an alibi, huh? Now we're talking.
When you compare your past murders to this incident, the modus operandi matches completely.
What? Mistake learning what I said? Yes! Huh?
Sorry, but I didn't kill anyone.
You say that, but do you really expect any of us to believe it?
Perhaps if you had an alibi, that would change
Maybe it's
things.
this?
Oh, an alibi, huh? Now we're talking.
When you compare your past murders to this incident, the modus operandi matches completely. What more proof do we need?
Oh, fuck.
Give it up. You killed her.
I think it has to be status of the... I think it has to be this,
You say
right?
that, but do you really expect any of us to believe it?
Perhaps if you had an alibi, that would change things.
Oh, an alibi, huh? Now we're talking.
When you compare your past murders to this incident, the modus operandi matches completely.
There it is.
No, it's wrong.
It was the first one I got wrong ever, so hooray.
Are the methods of murder really exactly the same? I'm not so sure about that. I think there's a slight difference between the Genocide Jack cases and this one.
Huh? How's it any different?
Uh-oh, you don't know? Well then, human garbage, let me tell you!
Jesus.
I murder with passion and conviction. I consider myself a professional, and I have a very particular way of doing things. Imagine you go to a fancy Italian restaurant. They're very picky about the noodles, the sauce, everything. But what happened to Chihiro? It'd be like if that same Italian restaurant started using ragu or Chef Boyardee.
Oh shit! Damn! Okay.
This is no creation of mine!
Let me rephrase that, in a way that maybe makes more sense. There are
Fair
two
enough.
clear differences between the Genocide Jack cases and this one.
There's one clear difference.
I got it!
The fatal injury.
For one,
Scissors versus
the cause of death
an
is different.
an extension cord?
In the Genocide Jack murders, all the victims were killed the same way. According to the case file, they were all apparently killed with a pair of scissors. But Chihiro died from a blow to the head, right?
Ah, yes. That is remarkably different from the other murders.
Wouldn't it be strange for someone who kills the same way without fail to suddenly change their method? And there's more. One more conflicting detail.
That's right! In my recipe of murder, if the bloody message is the tortellini, then the arrangement of the body would be the pesto sauce!
Jesus.
Could you please stop comparing killing people to cooking?
Yeah, I'm starting to get both more hungry and less hungry.
So, are you saying the other difference has to do with how the body
But I've
was
drank a
arranged?
lot of beer, so I'm very hungry. That's right, the second difference is related to how she was suspended. What was
I
used?
got it!
Yeah, it was an electrical
Do you
cord.
remember what the killer used to suspend
An
her?
extension cord, sorry.
They used some kind of rope to hang her up by her wrists.
What is your point?
Well, in all the previous Genocide Jack cases, something else was used to suspend them. Specifically, pairs of razor-sharp scissors.
And guess what? I used my own specially designed scissors for the murders and the arrangement! Like I said, I'm a professional, so naturally I'm very picky about the tools I use. And you know what else? Big Mac said there's two differences, but he's wrong!
Big Mac? Are you referring to me?
Yeah, that's a weird
Listen
nickname.
up, Big Mac! There's actually one more difference!
Huh?
My word, you really didn't notice? Take a look at who the victims were in each Genocide Jack case!
They were men.
There's a pattern there, just waiting to be discovered.
A pattern?
Figure that out, and it'll be plain as death why I couldn't have possibly killed that little lolly girl.
There was a pattern surrounding the Genocide Jack victims and Chihiro didn't fit. I think I figured it out. I know why she couldn't have killed Chihiro.
I got it!
But I
Is
still
it
think
because
Chihiro was a dude.
Chihiro was a girl?
Bingo! Bullseye! Right on the money!
What are you talking about?
In all the Genocide Jack cases, all the victims had something in common.
Ken Harada, Tetsuhiro Honda, Shoji Gaku, Kano Ise, Takeshi Yoshida, Kamatsuna Taro, Takafumi Gono, Ichida Naohina, Hohia, Takashi Masamune, Yuto Yamajima. There was no end to it.
They were all guys?
But
That's right!
so was
The people
Chihiro,
I
right?
killed with such passion and conviction are all adorable little men! I can't believe I said it! I'm so embarrassed!
The hell is wrong with you?
That's a good question.
I can't help it! I'm just a full-throttle boy-on-boy fangirl, and the mopey side of me just hates it.
Okay.
But now I'm on the fast track to becoming a full-fledged fan madam!
So, since Chihiro was a girl and not an adorable little man, you wouldn't kill her?
Would an Italian chef suddenly start making ramen just because they're both noodles? Don't be stupid. I have too much passion and conviction to cross that line!
We get it. You've clearly explained your hobby and your philosophy. But that's not all there is to it. It's a different matter entirely, when you're forced to kill in order to survive.
Quiet, lowly cur!
Lowly? Cur?
I would never kill for a reason as petty as mere survival. And if by some fluke I did kill to survive, why would I bother with the message and arrangement? It'd make me the obvious suspect!
That does make some amount of sense.
Yeah, I agree.
Plus, whatever reason I have for killing, I would never leave out my prized scissors.
That I also agree with. Serial killers are weird.
Who would go out of their way to use a big, stupid, heavy dumbbell?
Yeah, especially when she doesn't look like she could lift even her scissors.
Maybe you used the dumbbell because you couldn't find any scissors in the school.
Does she look like she can lift them?
I don't just use any scissors. I only use my own set of high-class envy of the entire world scissors!
Okay, whatever. There still aren't any in the school.
Are you sure about that? Da-da-da-da!
Nice. Sick.
She's fully equipped.
Nice.
That's right, so I can kill anywhere, anytime. Why would I resort to dumbbells or rope when I have my trusty scissors by my side? Go ahead, tell me I'm wrong. You can't, can you? Gutter dogs, all of you. Not to mention, I have no clue how to tie a good knot. So rope's totally out of the question anyway.
I have no idea what's going on anymore. Could such a heinous villain really be innocent?
But the body really was suspended, right? And nobody but the police knew about that.
Yeah. That's why we figured it had to be the real deal and not some copycat killer or whatever.
Actually, hold on. Is there one person? One person who could have copied the Genocide Jack cases? Select someone. Huh? Byakuya, right?
Here's my answer. Byakuya, it's possible you could have found out, isn't it? You'd have no problem gaining access to classified government documents or internal police records. Plus, you've already looked through the Genocide Jack file before this all happened, hadn't you?
Are you saying Mr. Togami did it?
Then, the reason he pushed the theory of Genocide Jack being the killer so hard was because he wanted to pin the crime on her.
So, he rearranged the scene to disguise it and make it look like I put my stamp on it.
But it wasn't close enough. It doesn't make sense.
The adorable
He was able to have the file. Why wouldn't he kill her with scissors? It doesn't make sense.
Well, Byakuya, what's your response?
I see. So now the suspicion falls on me. Then I must ask, when would you say I began acting suspicious? Surely you must have an answer.
Looking back and thinking about it now,
Honestly, he's been suspicious
the way
since he
you were
came here.
acting right before we discovered the body was a little strange.
Not really. No, not when you think about how he's an asshole the entire time. In the locker rooms, they're suspicious. Very suspicious indeed, wouldn't you agree? Huh? Suspicious? It seems nobody searched the locker rooms. Let's start with the girls' locker room.
You wanted to go to the girls' locker room right away, right? But since you're a guy...
That would make sense, right?
I should have naturally thought of the boys' locker room first. Is that what you want to say? The victim was Chihiro, a girl. Hence why I said we should check the girls' locker room.
But how did he know it was Chihiro? Okay, that's unimportant, I think.
Nothing strange
Unless he
about
checked
that,
the boys'
I'd say.
room without telling us he did.
On the contrary, there's something very strange.
I don't know.
Okay then, what's so strange about it? Go ahead, share with the rest of the class.
There was a clear contradiction in what Byakuya just said. I need to make it clear to everyone and have fun. Okay. How do I get a high? How do I do it?
So, you said Byakuya was acting kind of weird before we found the body. But he was acting weird
If you're presented with the opportunity to check out the girls' locker room,
you absolutely take it. That's a natural reaction for any guy.
So I'm assuming it has something
the
to do with
victim was Chihiro, who was a girl.
Because I keep
so
shooting
of
that.
course
That
I would
instantly
suggest
gives
we
me
check
minus
the
10
girls'
seconds.
locker room first. There was no time for pointless distractions. What's so strange about that?
I wish you'd taken me with you.
Huh? I realize there's a clear contradiction there. I need to make that contradiction clear.
So, you said Byakuya was acting kind of weird. But he was acting weird. How?
If you're presented with the opportunity to check out the girls' locker room,
you absolutely take it.
Sorry.
That's a natural reaction for any guy.
Whoops. That was my bad. What did it say I did?
The victim was Chihiro, who was a girl.
How do
so
I
of course
absorb
I
that?
would suggest we check the girls' locker room first. There was no time for pointless distractions.
what's so strange? English.
Shit. Okay.
So, you said Byakuya was acting... But...
If you're present...
It's hold Y. Okay. How do I make this go fast?
The victim was Chihiro.
So of course I would suggest we check the...
There was no time. What's so strange? I wish you'd taken me with you.
So, you said Byakuya was acting kind of weird before we found his body. But he was acting weird... How?
If you're presented with the opportunity to check out the girls' locker room, you...
That's a natural... The victim was Chihiro. So of course I would suggest we check the girls' locker room
Where did that
first.
just go?
There was no time for pointless...
What's so strange? I wish you'd taken me with you.
So, you said Byakuya, but he was acting weird.
If you're presented with the opportunity...
That's a natural... The victim was Chihiro, who was a girl. So of course I would suggest we check the girls' locker room first. There was no time for pointless distraction.
What's so strange? I wish you'd taken me with you.
So, you said Byakuya was acting kind of weird before we found his body.
Shoot. So it's not that. How do I make this work?
So, you said Byakuya was acting kind of weird before we found his body. But he was acting weird... How?
If you're presented with the opportunity to check out the girls' locker room, you...
That's a natural... The victim was Chihiro, who was a...
There we go. Yeah, baby. Let's do it. I'm the smartest. I figured this shit out. I was confused as to how I got there, but I got there.
Because up until we actually discovered the body, we couldn't have known who the victim was. So your claim that you went to the girls' locker room first because Chihiro was the victim doesn't hold up.
I see. That's a good answer, I must admit.
Suck my ass, 6'3", bitch.
Interesting.
In real life, I'm
Very
still taller than you,
indeed.
nerd.
But your reasoning is still too weak.
Huh?
What's wrong? Is that it? Surely you've got more than that. Go ahead. Show us.
What's with Byakuya's attitude? It's like he doesn't even care. I've got him cornered, but he's acting like it has nothing to do with him. I don't believe it has anything to do with him either.
What's the matter? You're not finished already, are you? There must be more to it.
He's kind of right.
There is. I think.
There is more to it. Think about it. We just talked about the differences between this case and past Genocide Jack incidents. The proof you're looking for is hidden in there.
Oh? Proof that I'm the culprit, you mean?
The differences between this case and other Genocide Jack murders is the electrical cord, right? Yeah, maybe? The evidence that proves Byakuya is responsible is hidden in there. What could it be? I don't know what I'm doing. Okay, library desk lamps, less count and disappearing stain. Okay.
What? The difference between the cases?
Oops.
You want me to explain it again? When I want to kill, I use my very own special scissors. And I use those same scissors to arrange the body.
But Chihiro was suspended with... It was some kind of rope. Was it not?
That's right! It absolutely was!
Then there must be something very fishy indeed about that rope.
Hey, Byakuya, where'd you get it from, huh?
I'd never seen that rope before in my life.
Ooh, I see.
Obviously, somebody else must have had it hidden away somewhere.
Well, that was different. How do I kill that?
What?
The difference?
You want me to explain when I want to kill, and I use those same...
But Chihiro, it was some kind of...
That's right! Then there must be some...
Hey, Byakuya, I'd never seen
that rope before. Obviously, somebody
Damn
else
it!
must have had
Okay,
it
so
hidden
A
away
gets
somewhere.
rid of... A gets rid of the little things. Okay. This is fine with me. At least I know how to get
The
there.
difference between the cases? You want me to explain it again? When I want to kill, and I use those same...
But Chihiro, it was some kind of...
That's right! Then there must be some...
Hey, Byakuya, I'd never seen
that rope before in my life.
Makes sense. There we go, baby. Boom. That's an electrical cord from your goddamn desk where you read your goddamn books,
Actually,
you fucking nerd.
I'm pretty sure you have seen it before. Because, you see, that rope, or should I say, that extension cord?
What? An extension cord?
Oops, I skipped that. I'm sorry.
You've used the extension cord in the library more than once, haven't you? And the same extension cord that was in the library all this time went missing after the murder. And there's no way someone who uses that extension cord as much as you do wouldn't discover that fact.
And Byakuya must be the one who took the extension cord. I can't imagine any other possibility.
He also has very little imagination, so we'll
That's
see.
really what you think? I killed Chihiro in the girls' locker room, then hung her up and wrote that bloody message. I intentionally made it look like Genocide Jack was behind it. Is that about right?
Yes? Maybe? He's doing it again. He's totally calm, totally unconcerned. As if he's not even involved. I don't think he is. I don't think him or Genocide Jack are. Wait, not even involved?
What's wrong? I asked you if you think that's what happened.
Hell yes, that's what happened. So that's it, right? Byakuya's the killer.
I don't disagree with not disagreeing.
He kept calling this a game, right? So he'd be totally willing to do something like this to win.
I don't think that's true. Who do I think it is? I think strictly based on foreshadowing, it's either Taka or Mondo. It's one of those two. I don't know which of those two, though. It's definitely not Genocide Jack, or Jill, as she put it. And it's not Byakuya. I've gotta put it on them. I still think Chihiro's a dude.
Sorry, but could we hold on just a second? I think we need to talk about this a little more.
Huh? Do we really need
I don't think
to?
it's Hiro.
We've
Hiro's
already
too much of an
decided who
idiot.
did it.
Or not enough of an idiot.
I know, but still. There's something that's still bothering me.
Is that right? And what, pray tell, is still bothering you? I killed her in the girls' locker room, then disguised my crime.
Definitely not Byakuya.
Specifically, I dressed it up to make it look like it was the work of a homicidal psychopath. What about all that bothers you?
Wait. What was that just now? Something's not right. Byakuya's remarks just now. There's something in there that concerns me. Oh shit, did I just completely fuck that up?
I got it!
Okay, thank God I got
You
that
say
right.
you killed Chihiro in the girls' locker room, right? But are you sure about that? Isn't it possible that the murder took place somewhere
Yeah, I think
else?
it's the dude's locker room. That's why I think it's two dudes that committed this murder, and the murder victim is a dude.
How disappointing.
Oh, shut up, you ass.
What kind of question is that? Even in the world of disappointments, this is a true letdown. She was found dead in the girls' locker room. There is absolutely no question about that.
Yeah, no shit.
How could the scene of the crime have been anywhere else?
Everything was moved because Sakura said her coffee was spilt in the woman's locker room, but the coffee stain was in the boys' room.
Well, I think it's entirely possible that she was killed somewhere else, then carried there later.
Yeah?
Along with the rest of the murder scene.
The rest of the murder
Sorry, I
scene?
skipped that. I'm sorry.
That was awfully specific. Please tell me you have a reason for saying all of that.
I kind of agree with this.
I believe I do.
In a weird way, I do agree with this. Hey, Byakuya, did I just take you off guard? Yeah, probably. When the story suddenly moved to the crime scene, Byakuya, who'd been so confident up till now, maybe Byakuya never even realized that the actual scene of the crime could have been somewhere else.
Hey, don't just move on without permission! What do you mean she was killed somewhere else?
Come on, Makoto. If there's any chance the murder took place somewhere else, let's see the proof.
Evidence that shows the murder took place somewhere else. I just need to focus on those things that I got switched. Okay, it has to be Sakura's account or... Oh, shit. There's so many things it could be. There's three things. One is Sakura's account. The other is the boys' locker room carpet. And the two locker room posters. Sakura's account! Okay, so it's not that.
Shoot!
Looks like I just embarrassed myself. That's fine. I still have 5.5 hearts. Fuck. Carpet. No. I need to focus on those things that I got. Is it the poster? There's no way.
I got it!
Are you kidding me?
The proof that she was killed somewhere
How
else
is the
is
fucking
the
stain
poster
up?
that's hanging in each locker room.
Your proof is some posters?
Okay.
The poster in the girls' locker room was...
I feel like the first one I went with was a much stronger argument than this.
a picture of a big-boobed supermodel. But don't you think that's kind of strange? Why would the girls' locker room have a poster like that?
I bet those massive jugs of hers were totally fake!
Thanks, Genocide.
Meanwhile, the boys' locker
Fuck
room
off.
had a poster of the super popular boy band Tornado. Again, that doesn't really seem to belong in a boys' locker room.
So
right.
you're saying that maybe the posters were switched?
And there's one other thing I noticed about the locker rooms. You know what I'm talking about, right, Sakura?
You're referring to my protein coffee, aren't you?
Yep.
Protein coffee?
While I was in the girls' locker room earlier, I spilled some protein coffee on the carpet. But I noticed that after the murder, this...
Whoops, I'm sorry, I skipped that again. No, it's not that the stain was scrubbed away. It was moved. Okay, here we go.
I got it! The stain on the girls' locker
It's
room
gonna get harder
carpet
than that.
wasn't
Oh
scrubbed
shit,
away.
can't wait. Hopefully I'll be sober the next times.
In fact, I
Time.
found it on the boys' locker room carpet.
That's definitely the stain from my protein coffee.
Then, Does that mean that the carpets were switched too? But why would anyone do that?
To move the murder scene from one locker room to the other. It's certainly plausible, don't you think? What? In other words, in order to completely swap the scene of the blood-stained poster and carpet were moved along with the dead body. By doing this, the killer was able to change the entire room where the murder took place.
I can certainly follow your reasoning, but why would the culprit bother doing that?
Huh?
Why would they go through all that trouble of switching the scene of the crime? Actually, an even bigger question. If the murder did take place in the boys' locker room, then how did Chihiro get in the boys' locker room in the first place?
I always said Chihiro was a boy from the very beginning.
To get into the locker rooms, you have to swipe your e-handbook across the card reader device. But Chihiro's handbook should have only allowed her access to the girls' locker room.
The key word is her.
She had no way to get into the boys' locker room to begin with.
No, she did have a way, and I can tell you what it was.
I highly doubt that.
Shut up! I'm telling you, I know how she could have done it.
Is he right? Could Chihiro have really gotten into the boys' locker room somehow? I mean, I'm still under the impression it's a dude, so yes? Broken E-handbook, 2 locker room posters. It would be the Broken E-handbook, right?
Is it really possible? Could Chihiro really have gotten into the boys' locker room somehow?
Ah! I got it! She must have hacked her e-handbook.
No, it's not that one. Fuck! You think you have some proof that contradicts what I said? Well, yes, but no. Shit. Not what I was going for,
really
but okay.
Possible? Could Chihiro really...
She must have hacked. She was the ultimate. I'm sure that would have been... Nope. No, I don't... She used the thing. Huh? I'm talking about Leon's...
There we go.
No,
yeah, baby, suck my ass.
No, I don't think Chihiro used Leon's handbook.
Why not?
Because Leon's handbook was broken.
Oh. Well, then, yeah, I guess that'd be pretty impossible, huh?
I am struck silent by how quickly you gave up.
Plus, isn't there a regulation against using someone else's handbook?
No, only...
Actually, the rule states that loaning your handbook is
loaning is bad.
It says
Borrowing
nothing
is fine.
about borrowing one. In other words, you could borrow a dead person's handbook all you want, and you'd be safe.
Yup, yup, yup! Hit the nail square on the noggin!
Thank you.
Of course, if it were broken, that wouldn't make any sense anyway.
So then, she must have hacked hers, like I said. She used her ultimate programmer skills and...
Psst! You can't fix an e-handbook! The instant you open one up, a security buzzer starts blaring!
So, if she didn't use Leon's handbook, and she didn't modify her own handbook...
Maybe Mr. Naegi's initial assumption is just... wrong?
It seems like there's no way she could have got into the boys' locker room.
Okay then, I vote for Byakuya.
That doesn't seem right. Is that it then? Chihiro was killed in the girls' locker room and Byakuya is the one who did it? Really? No, I don't agree with either of those statements, but still I don't know what else.
Hold on a second. I agree with you though. I think you're on the right track.
What the? You finally decide to open your mouth and that's what you've got to say? There's no way she could get in the boys' locker room, right? So...
Why are you so sure she couldn't get in? There's still one other way she could have gained access.
What?
What are you talking about? What other way is there?
Well, to explain that, why don't we take a little break from the trial? I'd like you all to come see something.
Wait! Just what do you think you're doing?
Don't worry. This'll make the whole trial more exciting. I'm sure that thought must please you.
Huh? It'll make things more exciting? Well, all right then. I declare an official class trial recess.
Interesting. Hey Ruthless, I hope you're doing well, wise guy. This 24-hour stream is kicking my ass. Don't forget to hydrate. Well, thank you, Vito, for coming on by. I hope your 24-hour stream goes well, and please remember to hydrate. I've drank 9 beers, and believe me, I've definitely been hydrating in between. Trust me, I got a 2-liter bottle of water right to my left. But please make sure you're taking care of yourself, my dude. I hope it goes well for you.
For real?
Now then, what is it you want to show us? It better not be boring or I'll be very unhappy.
Oh, I have no doubt it'll meet your lofty expectations. So, shall we go?
So they took us out of the courtroom? Alright, so before I even knew what was happening, the class trial had been put on hold. We headed off with Kyoko in the lead. And where she took us was...
The girls' locker room?
Yeah.
We've already searched this place top to bottom! What are you trying to pull, Missy?
I'd like you to examine the victim's body one more time. Be sure to examine the entire body very carefully.
Examine her carefully? Like using our hands? No way, no way, no way, no way, no way!
It's probably best if I don't run my hands all over a girl's dead body.
It's not that I'm creeped out or anything, it's just based on religious grounds, you know?
Very well. I'll do it.
Yeah, Sakura.
But you're
this is
a
why we
girl.
all love you.
You shouldn't have to touch a dead body. Just let one of the boys do it.
No, it's okay.
Okay.
I think Chihiro would rather have a girl examine her. So just leave this to me.
Sakura. What is this? Some kind of secret girl-on-girl action? Is that what you two are about?
Nope, I think it's boy-on-girl action. That's the
That's
problem.
not it at all. Stop screwing around.
I agree with you for once, Owie.
Okay, here I go. I'm sorry, Chihiro. Please excuse the intrusion.
Putting her hands together in a brief prayer, Sakura then began to quietly examine her body.
Be sure to check her entire body, and I believe we will solve this particular mystery.
Her entire body? I know you say that, but... What? This is... What is this?
That's a dick. Yeah, that's how I felt the first time I showed my dick to someone.
What is it? Not possible. It's not...
Sakura's eyes were staring wildly at Chihiro's lifeless form, her massive frame trembled.
This girl is...
Is what?
A boy!
Is a boy!
Oh, I took my headphones off. Whoopsie.
Ah, I see.
So she was actually a he. Oh, right, he's gonna act it anyway.
Interesting.
What?
You're joking, right?
I wouldn't joke about this.
Then it's really true?
Yeah, baby, I was fucking right. I was fucking right. I knew it. I fucking knew it.
Oh, what? You guys didn't know? Heck,
Yeah,
I knew
baby,
that
I
right off
was
the bat.
right.
Chihiro Fujisaki was totally a guy.
He was a cross-dresser? Oh, I'm really on fire! I wish I had killed him!
That I believe.
So that's what Kyoko wanted to show everyone, huh? Interesting. Yes, that certainly does make things much more exciting.
Yeah, it fucking does.
Now
You
let's
kidding
ride
me?
this
It
wave
fucking
of excitement back to the courtroom and get back to the trial.
Yeah, baby, let's go. I can't